Okay, that's fine. We can straighten up there. Well, there we are. So that's
excellent.
Okay, I've got the controls again then, John. Okay, you relax and have a look at the view. Let's just have a look where we are.
Water.
Yeah, the little village down here on the left, this is Chettle.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they've got an old kind of house that they do weddings in and things. In fact, I think there must be a wedding on today. Looks like there's some kind of marquee down there.
Yeah.
Possibly, or it might be their fair or something they've got going on. There's one of those villages where it's all owned by one family and all the houses are leased to the people who live there.
Yes, I understand. I've never been there, but we passed it several times.
Yes, it's like, you know, stepping back into 100 years ago almost.
This takes me back over 50 years.
Yeah, so what were you doing then?
Flying a tiger moth at school.
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness me.
One of the masters had one, or shared one, and if you were lucky, you'd be picked to go out on a Friday.
Yeah.
And for an hour or so, you know, just occasionally over in Surrey.
Goodness me. God, that was, you know, 50 years ago, of course, you know, to be able to operate something like that was incredible, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
He obviously had some family money or something.
Well, yes, you know, it's operating something like this is quite expensive with all the maintenance that goes on, and yeah.
Well, I think he shared it, of course, but it's
Yes.
still expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And about 15 years ago, when I was with my employers, my boss sold his Piper.
Yes.
And he bought a Harvard.
Oh my goodness me! Oh, that's a real hot machine. Yeah.
And he saw this Harvard in Flight magazine.
Yes.
And we were at Duxford one day.
Yeah.
And he saw the very same aircraft from the number under the wings.
Yeah.
And it was for sale.
Yeah.
And he sold his Piper Cherokee.
Yeah.
And he bought this Harvard.
Yeah.
And we used to go up on a, you know, just before the weekend.
Yes.
And we used to go up in this thing. It was bloody noisy.
Oh yes, it was
hands the whole time. But
yeah.
It was quite incredible aircraft.
Yeah. Well, the engine. I mean, this engine is 135 horsepower.
Yeah.
I imagine the Harvard was goodness knows how many horsepower, probably 500 horsepower or even more. I don't know.
Well, it was the trainer for the Spitfire.
Well, that's right. Yes, it was a great big radial engine, and yes, you know, in the wartime, the pilots started off training on Tiger Moths,
that's right,
and then they would go on to something like Harvard to do the advanced flying training. Yeah. Right, just under us now, this is the Blandford Army Camp. Yeah, just here on the left. Yeah. And then the field just under the left wing there, that's where they have the Great Dorset Steam Fair.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Just literally below us here now.
Yeah.
And then the actual town of Blandford is just there under the right wing. And we'll kind of head over that way. So we turn around here now. Yeah, so I bet that was quite an experience having a flight in a Harvard then.
Oh yeah, I did several because it was his aircraft.
Yes.
In the end, and it was terrific. We used to go up towards the end of the week.
Yeah.
For lunch.
Good.
Lunchtime.
Yeah.
Lunchtime flight.
Yeah. God, that was something else. Yeah. So it's. You know, I've never been for a flight in one, but I've seen you know them flying around, and they make such a noise, don't they? Those engines, they're incredible. Yeah.
And then we were flying back into Duxford on I think the second flight we did.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, there was a Spitfire.
Yeah.
Landing in front of us.
Yeah.
And we were told to wait, of course.
Yeah.
And then we were given the okay to come down. We landed.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people on the side of the runway, you see.
Yeah.
And we thought, that's strange. And then there's a hurricane came in behind us.
Yeah.
And we learned that they were making a TV show.
Yes.
A television show. So we were in a Second World War aircraft as well.
Yeah.
I never saw the show, and I wondered if they kept the Harvard in. You know,
yeah, good. Yeah.
They could well have done.
Yeah, they could have just done some extra footage. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Right, well we've turned away from Blandford now, so Blandford's just over our left shoulder. We're kind of heading northwest again, and just to the right of the nose in the middle distance, that's Shaftesbury, which we went over. So of course the airfield of Compton Abbas is this side of Shaftesbury, so it's, if you follow this wooded area towards Shaftesbury, where the woods end, the runway is just beyond there. So it's when pilots fly into Compton Abbas, sometimes they have a bit of difficulty finding the airfield, because especially from this direction, because it's so well hidden. And even if you're coming in from other directions, if you think about it, it's a grass airfield surrounded by trees and grass fields. So very, very difficult to spot. So quite often you navigate to an easy feature, like navigate to Shaftesbury, and then you know if you find Shaftesbury, you've only got a couple of miles to go to the airfield from there. You should be able to find it quite easy. So what we're going to do when we get back there, we'll be going over the top of the runway from south to north, and then we'll be turning to the downwind right hand, and then making a kind of clockwise orbit around to come into land the same direction that we've taken off.
Right.
So we had that bit of sunshine back over there, but looking out over Blackmore Vale now, it's all back in shadow again as the clouds build.
Got the sun on our backs now almost.
Yeah. Now you can feel us being bumped around a bit now. We've got the southwesterly wind, and of course the high ground just off to our left, or where the ground rises up on the Grandbourne Chase, the wind gets blown up over there and forms like a bit of a rotor there, and as we're flying along there, you can feel us being pushed up and down. Right, I've just got to speak to them on the radio, tell them we're on our way back in. Compton Radio, Golf Alpha Delta, X-Ray Tango rejoining from the south.
So it's 26 to the right hand, QFE is 988 minimum.
26 right, 988, X-Ray Tango joining dead side. Right, so you might just be able to see the airfield in a couple of seconds from now, just beyond this line of trees on the nose there now.
Great hobby and business all wrapped into one.
There we go, there's the airfield. Traffic, Golf X-Ray Tango down with microlight circuit, visual 1 ahead. There's one aircraft ahead of us there, just lining up on the final approach, so we're just following him round.
Changing frequency,
take the video from?
Sorry?
Where do he take the video?
Oh, the camera's just up there on that strut in front of you.
Oh right, okay.
So,
oh yeah.
So it's got, as well as you, it's got the whole kind of panorama behind us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Golf X-ray Tango finals 26 to land. Visual 1 on.
On wet fully at 10.
X-ray Tango.
You're 4 and it's 26 right hand circuit, QNH is 1018.
God, that's a small aircraft that we were following in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like a toy one. Goodness me.
Certainly a lot of wing.
Yeah, it looks like he... It really looks like he's just got a little lawnmower engine on the top.
That's right. Yeah, I've been up once or twice with him. We've not with him, with a friend of mine.
Yeah. Right, the most difficult bit of the whole flight now is of course getting untangled from all the straps and climbing out without breaking your neck.
Well, we'll manage. Right, okay, Chas will be coming up on the right wing there in a second.